get straight into the video. Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today I have a very special guest with me. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Hannah. I am a student nurse and I'm on the same course as Emily at the University of Birmingham.
Boop, boop. So it's getting to that time of year when some of you guys will be thinking of applying to uni and some of you guys will be thinking of applying to nursing school in particular. And we've been through the whole process and know how stressful it can be. So we've put together a few hints and tips for getting into nursing school. So we've broken down this video into 3 categories. So we've got things to consider whilst you're attending school and uni's way in the future, how to write the perfect personal statement, and 3 is how to smash your interviews. So when you're thinking of applying to nursing school, it will always be really handy to have some work experience under your belt. So whether this be just working in a nursery, in a hospice, kind of getting some ward experience, anything's kind of valid. I did a couple of weeks at a vet, and that seemed to really help me. So it's really good if you can try and think in advance, plan your work experience ahead of you, so when it comes to writing your personal statement, you can just write about that and show off everything that you did and everything that you learned.
So, and it also gives you a good experience of like, if you actually are interested in doing this kind of work, working at a hospice, working in a veterinarian centre, like working on a ward, even if you're doing some sort of healthcare assistant work, will mean that you'll actually get to see the setting that you'll be in for placement, so you're not going to be too shocked when you actually go into it. Take it as an opportunity to think, is this what I actually would be interested in doing long term? Get your work experience in so that the university can see that you are serious about working in the health industry. When it comes to A-levels, universities prefer if you have science A-levels or something to do with science. I didn't have anything science-based. I had history, English, performing arts and media. So my background, I actually have done a drama degree before coming into nursing.
I think that helps.
And I think that helps.
Yeah,
like I don't think with nursing it is as like serious as you have to have, you know, your biology. It's not medicine. However, there will be some universities that will specify that they need a science.
I mean, I did psychology, sociology, a health BTEC and a biology AS, which I didn't do that great in, but that's besides the point. And I applied to some unis where it was just, no, we want chemistry, we want maths, we want, and I didn't get in.
No.
But
no, if you don't have your science, don't be put off by it. Yeah. Because you will be taught it in the university when you get there. Yeah. But if you're looking at this as a GCSE student, then yeah, look at doing maybe one of the sciences that is that you're best suited.
So a third point to consider whilst you're still at school and thinking about university is to plan and book open days. I can't stress this enough. I find it really useful to actually go to the uni, talk to the staff there, have a look around campus, because it will make all that difference to whether you choose that university or not. I had such high expectations for some unis and went to the open days and wasn't that impressed, and then vice versa. Thought some unis were going to be not that great, and then I just fell in love with them. So
and also, like, if you want to do a campus uni, if you don't want to have a campus uni, I think seeing the university will help you to get a good indication of like,
for sure,
what the uni's like. Is it, you know, are the halls closed? Try and look at the halls, because then you can get a
really makes a difference.
Have a top 5 of the universities you think. Maybe go and see the 5 that you definitely are wondering about, and then narrow it down from if you feel like that's the kind of university for you. But ask around for support from people. Ask the kind of people who you know, your school teachers, your friends, your parents. Ask them if they can help you in the process.
We know how stressful it can be, and just to have that kind of support around you really made the difference. For one, my sociology teacher and my health teacher were absolutely brilliant when I was applying for uni. Really made a difference.
That's it.
Writing the perfect personal statement.
Is there a perfect personal statement? There can be.
Mine wasn't.
No. I honestly don't remember writing my personal statement for nursing. That's bad, isn't it?
That's mad.
In your introduction, make sure that you have a clear statement of what it is you want to say in your personal statement. You haven't got as many words as you think you have, so make sure that your introduction is clear, to the point, concise, and sets the scene of where it is you're going.
And try and steer away from kind of quotes and those kind of things.
Try and set yourself apart, but try and not
keep it relevant.
Yeah.
And plan it.
Yeah.
Plan properly. Plan. It makes a difference. So in your application, in your personal statement, you'll be expected to write about your field of nursing practice. Some of you may not be sure about this, so just kind of keep it general. But for those of you who know, I want to do children's nursing, I want to do mental health nursing, I want to do adult nursing, explain those reasons well, why you want to do that and why you think that you'd be good at being that particular nurse.
Yeah, and think about the kind of qualities you would need as a person to be a nurse in that field. Do some research into like what it is to be a mental health nurse, what it is to be a child nurse, what it is to be an adult nurse.
And if you're not sure about it, don't stress, because our university in particular, so the University of Birmingham, is it the same this year?
Yeah, it is. It's the same this year.
Okay, so they just kind of took on general nursing students and then you chose your field of practice at the end of first year. So if you don't know, just keep it general, look for those unis, but if you do know, make it clear why you think you'd be a good whatever blank nurse.
Make sure that you put in your personal statement the experience that you have done and the reasons behind why you're wanting to do nursing. Make sure that they know that you're committed, that you're motivated to do this, because it will be very clear in your statement if this is something you really want to do or if this is something you're kind of wondering.
Uni will know if you really want to do it or not.
That's it. If you have any other life experience or things that relate to nursing that may not be your work experience that you think is good to put in your statement, if you've done any charity work, if you've done any overseas work,
just paid work in general. Yeah, working in a bar, then transferable skills.
Use what you can and use what, you know, use what skills and things you've done before that are relevant that you can put into the application.
But every job that you'll have done before will have some kind of transferable skill, whether that be teamwork, whether that be ambition, motivation, timekeeping, those kind of things. It all, you know, you can all transfer it into your personal statement and make it relevant for nursing.
Make sure in your personal statement as well, in your conclusion when you're coming to the end of it, that if you have any ideas of what you want to do in the future, that you put them in your statement. So if you kind of know what area of nursing you do want to go to in the ward or the area of nursing that you may want to do in the future, then put that in, because it is good to have forward thinking, and it is good in a personal statement for them to see that you actually have a direction of where you want to go in your career.
And even if you don't like have an idea about it, like don't stress, or if you do have an idea, put it down. It's okay to change your mind.
That's it.
In my personal statement I was like, I want to be a nephrology nurse, and I'm like, no I don't.
No.
They're not going to be like, you wrote this in your personal statement so you have to be a nephrology nurse. Just have some kind of forward thinking, little aspiration in there, just to tie it all together nicely.
And don't forget to get someone to proofread, because you may have spelled something wrong, your grammar. Just make sure you have a few people who you know will look over it and actually read through it.
I think my granddad like read mine like 50 times. And every time I change something I'd be like, Granddad, help!
Yeah, that's
Get your granddad.
Get your granddad, get your dad, get your mum,
get your
sisters.
Dog. Just get someone to proofread it.
Even your school teachers or your...
they'll be happy to do it. Interviews.
Okay.
Interviews.
I say this is the most important part.
Same.
Definitely. Because they are face to face with you, they can see you, and really when you've written in your personal statement all these things about your passions and your future,
you're just a name on a piece of paper, aren't you?
That's it. When they see you, that's it. When they see you, they will be able to kind of gauge if you actually really mean what you said as well. Know what to expect when it comes to your interview. Read through what they send you and really have a, you know, try of interview
techniques.
So
in your interview you may be asked to do a numeracy or literacy test, and they'll tell you this beforehand. You won't just arrive on the day and be like, here's a numeracy test. So if you are expecting to do a maths and English test, make sure you go over it, make sure you revise, because you know, it's probably been a while since some of you have done maths and English if you haven't done it at A levels, so just brushing up on those skills is quite useful. It's quite important as a nurse that you can do your basic calcs and your English skills.
Basic English. I just found like a GCSE book, one of the revisions books, and I just went through the kind of fractions, decimals, adding, subtraction, division. Don't stress, it's not like advanced algebra, but do
bit of Pythagoras theorem.
And there are things online if you want to look at previous assessments of nursing, basic nursing from different universities, so look online and check your resources for that.
Practice, practice, practice. Okay, so when you've got your interviews come through, even before you get your interviews come through, to be honest, make sure you practice some questions, know what they're going to ask you, know what your answers are going to be, and have a plan ready. I think I had a book that had like common common nursing interview questions in it, and it had a little space that you could write in an answer for, which I found really, really useful. So I'll leave the link for that down in the description if you want to check that out. I think it was called Preparing for Your Nursing Interview or something like that. But I found that really, really useful.
And if you are nervous about that kind of thing, if you don't feel like you're a very confident person, have your family and your friends and just go over some interview questions, like a mock interview with them, so that you can actually just try having someone asking you certain questions. If you are feeling like you're really confident about it, also make sure you've gone over certain things.
Don't be too confident.
Don't go on Grey's Anatomy or anything like that. There are some questions that you might not know, and that's fine as well. Like, if you don't know a question in the interview, you can say, you know, this is just something I haven't come across, or, you know, could you explain that to me?
Ask them to reword it as well.
Because
the way that they phrase the question sometimes can be a little bit tricky.
If you generally don't know, then, you know, it's okay to say, I'm not 100% sure. Take a step, think about what they've actually asked you, and then try and think about what you could.
Yeah, for sure.
Because you probably will know it. They're not trying to catch you out.
No. So you want to leave a good lasting first impression when you arrive on your interviews. So make sure you set plenty of time in the morning. Don't be late, don't forget anything. Make sure you're all prepared, because, you know, they will kind of go off that first impression. And as well, this is stuff like dressing as well. Make sure you dress smart, make sure you look professional, make sure that, you know, you leave a good first impression.
And the same with your behaviour and your attitude when you're there. Make sure in your interview that you do remember to give eye contact, to smile, to be polite. You know, don't kind of sit there and look away and be looking really nervous, because it does make a difference.
And this goes with staff and other applicants as well, because they will be watching at all times. They'll be kind of seeing how you're interacting with other people. You know, it's not just with the university staff whilst you're in the actual interview. Just be polite, be on your best behaviour. No rude words. Nothing like that.
No running around. No.
No going haywire.
But like Emily said, like, arrive early. Make sure you've got time to prepare for yourself, because I know that really helped me. Like, I make sure I had a good, like, half an hour before the interview even started, just so I could go through a few different things. If you take notes with you, that's fine. Look over that kind of stuff, and just remember to breathe, take your time, and not get too panicked about it.
I forgot my ID when I came to my interview at Birmingham.
Don't do that.
Don't do what I did. How am I here? Don't overly stress, but kind of know what you're expected to bring. Be polite and courteous. It's a good word.
Courteous. Also, different types of universities might have different interview processes, so check. They will let you know as in how the day will go beforehand, but some may be an interview with 2 people, some may be an interview with 1 person, some may be a mini multiple interview session.
Mini multiple.
Said that right? Which is you kind of going around to different stations and you talking to different people. They will explain that to you on the day, but again, all these kind of things we've said about interviewing, about practicing your interviewing skills, like thinking of going over some questions that they may ask you, it's the same kind of thing, it's just a different way of doing it. With the mini multiple interviews, you will just go from person to person, and they, like I said, they explain how to do it.
So that is it for today's video, guys. I really, really hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you for Hannah for being my first guest on my channel.
Thank you for having me.
It's been a pleasure. If you have enjoyed the video, please leave a like button down below. Good luck with your interviews. If you are applying for nursing school, I'm sure you'll smash it. But for now, peace. So when you're... I just can't get my words out. They're not coming.